folks, well, hey, I'm hitting the road again, so hey, why not do another road trip video? Now I'm heading over to, it's called Around the Table in Lynwood, Washington, and I'm stopping there for just a few minutes tonight, and then I'm going to be at Zulu's Board Game Cafe shooting this month's Game Store Spotlight. So, let's hit the road. Today, I'm just getting back from my road trip over to Bothell to interview Matt, the owner of Zulu's Board Game Cafe. So, I didn't have a whole lot already set up. I'm still trying to get my sea legs under me, but I did want to record something today because I was able to pick up a pretty cool group of things while I was on that road trip from a couple of different stores. I also stopped by Around the Table in Lynwood, which is another game store up there, checking them out, and saw a couple things that I wanted to have, generally speaking. First thing that I saw at Around the Table was this big fella right here. Now, you guys, if you know me, you know that I've loved this game for a very long time for a number of reasons. I love the alternative history storyline that it's embedded in. I like that it's a dudes on the map game, but one of the things that really shone the most for me was the line of sight system that it employed, and it's the same system that Unmatched uses from Restoration Games. So it makes line of sight super simple, super easy, and I just always really appreciated that about this game. I was able to pick this up for a very cool price. It's just the base game. I used to have almost everything that this game has, but it just wasn't hitting the table enough. Saw this for a really good price. It was a used copy, but I really am happy to have a copy of Tannhäuser in my collection once again. Also at Around the Table, I saw that they had a whole bunch of Tiny Epic games, and I went to check it out, and of course they did have Tiny Epic Vikings. Now, this is the first Tiny Epic game that I have owned, so of course it's going to be Vikings, right? But I have played some of the other Tiny Epic games, and they just didn't scratch that itch that I was wanting. I get what they're doing, and I know that they're all very well designed games, but they just didn't hit with me. This one, because it's Vikings, yes, I'm a sucker. I already know this. You don't have to inform me. Now, over at Zulu's Board Game Cafe, one of their staffers over there recommended this one to me as a two-player game. They said it is an amazing two-player game. So Beer and Bread by Capstone Games is something that I'm looking forward to getting into. But I know Capstone Games for their heavier games. So for them to have a two-player game, I'm expecting it to be heavier than other two-player games, but that's okay. But we'll see. He did take some time and explain it to me, and it sounded really interesting. What it's all about. So looking forward to getting Beer and Bread to the table. This one I picked up just off of the artwork alone. I don't know anything about the game. I do know that Studio H is the people behind Northgard, and Northgard is very high on my priority list. Yes, I have read all of the comments, and yes, Northgard is going to be the one that I get to the table next. Don't worry though, you guys that voted for Nightfall, that's coming just around the corner as well. But Valbara, it looks pretty cool. It is a 2 to 5 player game. One of the reasons that I wanted to pick up these smaller games, I think this is the last one, but they play 2-player and they go all the way up to 5, so I can learn how to play it with my wife and I, because I don't like playing solo. I can learn how to play it with my wife and I, and then I can teach it to other people. Then I did see that it had CMON's logo on it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a whirl, because I'm a Scooby-Doo fan. I'm also, CMON puts out great games as well, so I'm kind of a fan of theirs as well. So This one just was like, yes, I'm going to do it. 1 to 5 people, 10 plus, 30 minutes. So it's going to be a lighter, fair game. It's going to be for probably the family and kids. So I'm looking forward to giving this one a whirl as well. Now, this one right here is something that I picked up because I've been wanting to up my painting, my speed painting game. Painting miniatures a little bit faster. Not necessarily speed painting per se, but I want to get some of the games that I want to get painted, I want to get it painted faster. Now, it depends on who you talk to, what the gold standard is for paint. Some people say Vallejo, some people say Citadels. I've been a fan of Army Painter stuff because I like their pods the best. Now, I know Vallejo is very similar. Citadel's pods of, pots just, they aggravate me. Paint's good, don't get me wrong, I used Citadel for so long. These always work well for me, and I also like these paints as well. But they have their own speed set, so I'm picking it up. I'm going to give this one a whirl. The last two I picked up on Look Alone. They were on the new game shelf, so there is that. But I'm going to take a look at Steam Up. And if you take a look at Steam Up, look at that. That just looks cool. It has an incredible table presence. That's one of the reasons why I picked it up, because I like games that are like that. I also have a kind of niche interest in games that simulate cooking food, which is kind of strange. Wasabi was one that I've always kind of enjoyed. And so this one I'm thinking is going to scratch kind of that same type of itch of food games. So I'm looking forward to giving this one a try. Steam Up, A Feast of Dim Sum. The kind of holy grail for this trip is Tribes of the Wind. And this one is by the artwork is by my favorite board game artist, Vincent Dutrait. And it is put out by Hatchet Games, I believe is what they're called. Yeah, Hatchet Board Games. And they are a group of French designers that are out there that have kind of conglomerated and come together, and they've started to put out some really good games. The artwork by Vincent Dutrait is just phenomenal. Look for an unboxing of this tomorrow because I'm breaking it open. That is my haul for my road trip over to Bothell, Washington to spend the day at Zulu's Board Game Cafe. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what one of these you're most excited for me to get to. It is going to have to fall in the regular rotation, though. I still have those 5 reviews from my video last week that we're going to do. After I'm done with those, maybe some of these will be in the next rotation, but we'll just have to wait and see. Thanks so much for joining me today. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care.